Hey friends, welcome back to Heartscapes, where we're learning the system of Reiki to live lives that are rooted, spacious, connected, and that help us remember ourselves. My name is Michaela. Welcome back. Just jumping on here for a fairly impromptu video. I don't even have my tripod, so forgive me if you're just a scotch wobbly. I'm trying to hold the camera steady. But I just wanted to just share a thing that happened tonight, just kind of in the moment while it's fresh on my mind. Partly to just celebrate a win and just invite you all to just kind of feel the win with me, and then just share a funny anecdote from tonight that helped to illuminate a question that I've been sitting with recently. So, a few months ago, I was asked if I would start a women's circle here in my community. And I've really been feeling called to move back towards my physical community. I do a lot of teaching online. I've built a amazing community from people all over the world, which is incredible. And I'm so grateful to technology for allowing that to happen. Hello, sir. Hi, I'm in the middle of recording a video. Thanks. Yeah, you can settle down right there. This is Remus, friends. He is a good boy and usually wants to be right in the middle of the action. Uh, yeah, so I've been wanting to really refocus my attention on my local community while still holding this amazing online community. And so, this invitation to start a women's circle, a space to gather in ceremony and connection and song and laughter, with women identified folks in my community, it really felt well aligned. Like it was a big yes in my body. Um, and so this evening was the first of the A Journey Home, a women's circle here in Davis, California. And I have to be honest with you, I was really nervous. Um, I mean, I started off like my teaching facilitation career or experience in these kinds of spaces, holding kind of ceremonial spaces for women identified folks to gather in these ways and to be very fluid and nimble and spontaneous in how those spaces looked. But for a long time, I've been teaching Reiki in a way that feels very familiar, that still allows for a lot of fluidity, but that is, has a structure to it that I've become very accustomed to. So I was a little nervous to step back into this kind of circle. It went really well. It felt so good to be back in to facilitating that kind of space. The people who gathered were, really, really invested in creating a community, in contributing, in making this thing happen. So I'm very pleased and I am celebrating. But the thing that I wanted to tell you all, part funny story, part reflection on a question, has to do with how I am navigating the question of compensation for this circle. It comes up from time to time and just came up this week in one of my Reiki community spaces. This question of, is it right to charge money for something like Reiki, something like healing arts? A person asked this question who was feeling very torn about it. And this is something that some of us really struggle with. Do we charge money for offering healing services? And, there's a lot of ways to answer that question. Of course, everybody can and must come to their own personal answer to that question. For me, I absolutely struggled to offer Reiki alongside a full-time job. Like I needed to shift my attention to fully immersing myself in, teaching and holding spaces for people to do their internal healing work. And therefore, I need to be compensated for my time. So I made this my business and I'm totally at peace with that. The idea that, people are paying for your time and your expertise, they're not paying for the energy itself is often what people struggle with. However, for this women's circle, it didn't exactly feel like the sort of thing that was like a paid offering, like pay $25 a month and come to this women's circle. It felt really like this was meant to be more of a heartful exchange, right? And so what I invited folks into was, you know, come with a contribution of some kind, something that you can joyfully contribute. That could be money, but it could be talent. You can come with a song, a poem, something you want to facilitate. You can bring, snacks or tea or something for the group to enjoy. You can come with an offering for the studio, something that would, be um, a contribution to making the space, beautiful and restocking supplies and whatever the case. And then, mysterious things, right? Like if something just comes to your heart that is like the right thing for you to bring, like follow that. And part of that was to make the space, of course, accessible so that contributing money wasn't an obstacle to contributing, to attending. But also because it invites the mystery into the space, right? It becomes this doorway for unique, unexpected things to happen. Sometimes those things are pretty funny. So one of the women who came, she brought a bundle of tapered candles. It was like the long, skinny tapered candles all wrapped together in a ribbon. She's like, I brought these candles for the space. I was like, that's perfect. I'm all out of candles. Wonderful contribution. And she goes on to say, I got these candles from my grandmother's house when I went to clean out her house after she passed. And I was like, oh, poignant. Oh, my heart. These are grandma's candles. Like, oh, extra layer of magic, extra layer of special contribution. Then she goes on to say, now I found out that a bundle of candles tied together in a ribbon under an x-ray machine looks like a bundle of dynamite. Ask me how I know. And we're like, oh no, you took them on the plane, didn't you? She's like, yep. She's like, I had them in my luggage. I was searched by TSA. They pulled me aside. They said, ma'am, do you have a bomb in your bag? It's like, no, I have a bundle of candles. Searched the bag, found the bundle of candles, cleared her. By the end of this pretty magical night, when we had sung songs together, we had done meditations together, we'd laughed, we'd talked all about our pets, we'd, just had this really lovely experience of dropping in, as a group of women who had just met each other. It was so lovely to like land on this hilarious story of like, yeah, I brought candles on the plane and it looked like a package of dynamite to the TSA people. Now that launched a whole round of hilarious other stories about our own experiences going through TSA and bringing weird things on planes that freaked them out. And we just ended the night with a whole bunch of ridiculous laughter. And so all of that is to say, yes, we absolutely need to be compensated for the spiritual work that we do, for the healing work that we do, for the spaces that we hold, for the things that we dedicate our life to, right? We need to be able to support our life and our livelihood and our families by leaning into this important offering to the world. But sometimes the best compensation is a hilarious story, one that also has elements that touch your heart and that brings something practical into your space that you could use because you just ran out of it. So that was my evening. I am very pleased. It feels good to have launched this offering. If you happen to live in the Davis-Sacramento area, California, and you would like to join us, if you are a woman-identified person and would like to join us for a future gathering, we are holding them every first Friday of the month at 7 p.m. here at Heartscape Studio. Well, upstairs in Heartscape Studio, downstairs in the living room right now. All right, friends, that's all I got for you. Thanks so much for just sharing this celebration and this laugh with me. I appreciate you so very much. And I love you. I hope that as you are going through your day, as you are settling into your evening, you feel deeply provisioned for whatever this evening holds for you. Thanks so much for being with me. Till next time. Bye.